Tell him to take a deep breath, okay? We'll get him out of jail.
Gail Brandon Barrand brings a gentle manner to an often harsh business, bail bonding.
The family came into my office, and the wife said, my husband's been arrested. And I said, okay. Oh gosh, sit down, let me help you.
Gail is the owner of Lacey O'Malley Bail Bonds in downtown Seattle, Washington. She started there over 30 years ago as a secretary, and then 15 years later, when the owners retired, she took over.
Drive-by shooting, unlawful possession of firearms, second degree. Felony harassment.
Denny Barrand was a retired U.S. Deputy Marshal from the Western District of Washington State when Gail invited him to join her company.
When he retired, I said, what are you going to do all day? He said, I don't know. I said, how about coming to work for me?
A year later, they got married.
I got a great lesson from my wife the first week I was working here because a client called in, and so I said to Gail, I got a crook on the line. She said, they're not crooks, they're clients. That's the only time that ever happened.
Today, Gail is president, Denny is vice president. Together, their company bonds their clients out of jail so they can return home while they wait for their court dates.
Even though a person has been accused of a crime they allegedly committed, they still have rights, and part of those rights are right to bail, which is what I do.
We normally will hear from the client calling from jail. We will ask them who can help you on the outside with collateral.
We require two things. We require full premium, which is 10% of whatever the amount of bail is, and we require collateral for the full amount.
For Gail and Denny, finance alone isn't enough to qualify for their services.
I don't want to get into the ones that are going to be high-risk people.
One of the biggest challenges they face is choosing clients who can be trusted to return to court and face charges as promised.
I want to know who I'm bonding out of jail, the families connected to them.
With thousands of dollars at stake, a customer who runs away can be very aggravating and costly.
If they don't appear in the courtroom, the next thing we do is locate that person, and if we can't do that, we don't find them, then we pay our forfeiture to the court, and that's out of our pocket.
Most small businesses don't deal exclusively with criminal suspects as customers. Nevertheless, every business owner faces the same question. How do I know this client is going to be trustworthy?
Gail is wonderful with this. She'll say, you know, have you been in touch with your parents recently? Well, no, we're kind of estranged. You know, we don't get along very well. Okay, now that's a red flag.
The red flag I listen for is if they're hesitant giving me some personal information. If they're real uncomfortable with letting us know where they live, where they work, that's a red flag.
Then their next question is all inevitably, are your grandparents alive? Are your grandma alive? Yes, she is. Well, how are you with Grandma? Well, I haven't seen her much. Grandma's the last one to give up on that kid. Grandma's not around. They're probably going to be going out the door here.
The green flag is connection with family, friends, people who still believe in them.
They call it the circle of love. And it's a simple and powerful formula which they use to screen clients.
Stacy, my name is Denny Barrand. I'm with Lacey O'Malley Bail Bonds in downtown Seattle. And I'm calling on behalf of your friend.
And I'm going to email the documents to you, and then you will take them to your grandmother's home for signature? Okay, great.
Find the circle of love around a person. And what that means is that when that person comes through the door, they make contact with us. Who is it that is going to guarantee that they come back to their court appearance because they love them?
The flip side of this process is the importance Gail and Denny place on making sure their clients also trust them enough to follow their advice.
It's critical that they trust us. And it's from beginning to end, like I said. If we give good information, if we seem to care, and we do, if we have compassion, that builds trust faster than anything. And having answers for the family that's never been through this before, builds trust.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
How are you doing today, Dan?
Good, sir. And yourself?
I'm fine.
Good,
Gail?
good. Yeah, she's doing well, thank you.
Everybody knows them and respects them. I think Denny and Gail's word is often taken without any question.
John Henry Brown is a Seattle-based criminal defense lawyer. He says he's seen how the trust they build
So I really appreciate your help on it.
gives Gail and Denny leverage throughout the court system.
They can also get somebody out of jail faster than anybody, faster than I can, faster than a judge can.
Given the premium the Barons place on trust and what's at stake, it's no surprise that they turn away many more clients than they accept.
Probably out of every person that calls about a bond, 8 people that would call in, we maybe write 1 bond out of those 8 people.
Surprisingly,
Hey babe, I need to fill you in on what happened up there after you left the courtroom.
they say they never even read the police reports about the people they bond.
In my 15 years in this business, I've read 1 police report. I don't need to know the allegations. I know what they are, and my wife doesn't read police reports either.
We don't invite them to our home. It's a business. And I think as a small business owner, you keep your business as a business, and it'll take care of you.